So I've been away on a family vacation, and in that time, Nitro Type has made a lot of updates. So now that I'm back, I'd like to talk about them all in one video, and there's not really much else to say, so let's get right on to the negative updates. So the first one was kind of out of nowhere, and that was when Nitro Type removed the king of the race cars above 20,000 races. This was definitely negative because, well, I don't really care that much about cars. I still like working towards them. I was less than 1,000 races away from the 125,000 race car, and in a few months, I would have gotten my favorite car in the whole game, the McLaren SHS 15.0, which is the car for 150,000 races. I understand why they did this, it was to counteract botting, but I wish they would just develop an effective anti-cheat and then we wouldn't have to worry about that. They are also removing cache sending, and they let us know about this update a little while back. I don't believe they've actually removed it quite yet as of uploading this video. I wasn't too happy to hear about this because I know that it's really important for YouTubers. I do all sorts of giveaways on my channel that actually really helps my channel quite a bit. Nitro Type says that they want to replace this feature with something else, but I'm not really sure what they would replace it with without it effectively turning into what it was before. Maybe they'll get creative and do something interesting though, I don't know. Now on to the positive updates. I'm here at Nitro Type with the first positive update, and that is Star Spangled Speed, which is one of the better seasons they've done in a long time. I'm not going to go over everything because most people have already done that. I'm just going to go over some of the main things that I think are interesting. So we have the Nitro Independence. This is a pretty good car. It's a new car, which is appreciated. Nitro Type hasn't had a great track record in terms of bringing in new cars every season, but they've got 3 new ones this season, which is nice. This is definitely one of the better looking animated cars. We have the Talladega Titan, which is another new car, nothing too special about it. And then we got this trail. You can definitely tell they put a lot of work into this. This looks really nice. We have the Flag Force Nitro, which is going to look really nice. And what was the other thing? Oh yes, this name tag, Eagle Eye. This was a very nice name tag. I really like this. It looks very good. A lot of effort put into this. And then we have the Liberty Danger 9. This isn't technically a new car. It's been in the game before, but only for one person. So therefore, it is technically new for everyone else. The next positive update is that leagues have been released to the website. Officially, they're not in beta anymore. You don't have to do the inspect element code to get to them anymore. And basically how leagues work is personal leagues start 7 days from when you started in the league, which is nice, and you'll be racing with people who also started around the same time. Team, I believe, lasts 9 days if I'm not mistaken. We're doing pretty well in team. I'm also doing pretty well in personal. I wasn't racing over vacation besides a couple races on my phone to test this out, which is why my words per minute is actually pretty low for this league because I did a couple races at really low words per minute. But I am in the learner league still. Most people by now have gotten to the novice league. Again, I'll be a league behind a lot of people just because I was on vacation, but I'll eventually catch up. The other thing with leagues is the league achievements. These are actually pretty interesting. Some of them are pretty standard. We have titles and stickers and cash, and we kind of repeat that pattern every time you advance league. I'm assuming consecutively. I don't know if it resets it. I'm assuming it does because it's not just league tiers. You actually have to get to the league tier. So like, I can't just do the learner league 6 times. I have to advance to the 8th league, which makes a lot of sense. I think that's fair. But then at the very end, we have some achievements for the tournament, but you get a title, this really cool car, and some cash. We got the Corsa Ultima. This is a pretty well-designed car, and then $10 million is always appreciated. And the last thing I'd like to go over today is not the League's news post, but the other news post about some of the updates and future updates for the game. Not a lot of people are talking about this news post, but there's some interesting stuff here. I'm not going to read this word for word because that'd be boring, and I have a sore throat. But they talk about enhanced moderation. This is the automatic moderation that you see in a lot of things. The one I could name off the top of my head is Kahoot. If any of you ever played Kahoot before, it's like a school-based game for reviewing for quizzes and tests, and if you put an inappropriate name in, it will give you a randomly generated name. It's pretty much the exact same thing here, which I am in support of because some people definitely cheated the old filters. Botting policy, for those of you who don't know, there was the largest ban wave in the history of the website, I think. Not that long ago, a lot of people got banned. So if you're a botter, watch out because it looks like they actually care about this now. Also, they talk about if your account gets hacked and somebody bots on it, they will still ban it. They do not care that you lost it. They tell you to enable 2-factor authentication and a strong unique password. Please do those things. That is not hard to do, and it actually does make sure that your account stays pretty safe. The other thing you need to do is never give anybody your login information. I don't know why anyone would think that's a good idea. I don't mean to make anyone upset if they've done that before, but do not do that. That's just not a good idea, and if Nitro Type finds out that that's what you did, they may not help you get the account back. They will probably just ban the account. The other thing is changes to cash sending. I already talked about that. Nothing that I talked about that's new here. Next, we have upcoming season changes. This is one not a lot lot of people are talking about. Essentially, Nitro Type is confirming that they're bringing back events, which is going to be awesome because they'll be more exclusive, because they probably won't have ongoing events at all times of the year like they do with seasons, and it'll be more creative. You won't just race for stuff, you'll do other things too, and then maybe between events when there's nothing going on, they'll just do leagues. I think that would work pretty well. That's almost how the website used to run a couple years ago until botting took over, so hopefully with all these new features that's not a problem anymore. And then finally, King of the Race car achievement updates. I already talked about this is pretty standard. They removed them all above 20,000 to discourage botting. Again, I just say get a good anti-cheat and then you don't have to worry about it, but oh well, that's not what they did. And that's pretty much it for today. I do hope you all have a fantastic day. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.